Hi, EDU 145, and welcome to week 2 of class. I know things get started in a hurry, and this 8-week class is fast and furious, but I know you guys can do it. I've heard from several of you. You have already identified a child for the child assessment project. If you have not done that, you need to do that because you need to make contact with the family this week and complete part 1 of the project. So, real quick, let's go over into Blackboard and take a look at the assignments for this week. Last week, you started at the Start Here tab when you came into Blackboard. You'll always be on the Announcements page. From here on out, it's probably going to be easier to navigate the course through the Course Content tab, and that's where you will find this week's assignments. So when you click on week 2, you will see an outline of your assignments for this week. You need to read Chapter 6 in your Bergen and Bergen textbook. You need to read about health and physical development in your NC Foundations book. You need to also read Chapter 8 of your Developmentally Appropriate Practices book. There is a discussion board here. This discussion board is really important. It's going to set you up for thinking about how families can impact child's development, and that is going to help you write a good reflection on your family interview this week for the child assessment project. So read the link and participate in this discussion by Thursday and respond to at least 2 classmates by Monday. There's information here about the health and physical development domain, a quick video for you to watch, and here is your link to NC Foundations so that you can read about health and physical development. There's some information here about rough and tumble play and how important it is for children. And finally, you are submitting part 1 this week. So at this point, you should have identified a child between the ages of 3 and 5, contacted their family for permission to work with that child for the next 8 weeks on this project. You are completing an interview with that family, and in that interview, you have a set list of questions. They are listed right here, but after you ask those questions, you want to follow up with 5 questions that you come up with on your own. Based on the reading so far, based on the information in the article that you read for the discussion board, what are other important things you need to know about this family and how they function to help you have a full picture of the support systems that this child has in place and how that might impact their overall development throughout their preschool years. So here's specific information about part 1. There is the rubric that you can look at for how part 1 will be graded, the permission form and the family interview, and a list of things that have to be submitted. Part 1 is due next Monday. Work really hard to get this done because you don't want to fall behind on this project. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about it or you're having any issues or concerns. And then finally, your last assignment for this week is a journal reflection on early childhood physical development. All of your reading this week is related to physical development. So please be sure to complete those reading assignments before you complete Journal 1. Remember, a good quality journal is about 1 page in length, double-spaced. It should be formatted in paragraphs, and it should have a clear introduction, body, and conclusion. You're using good college-level writing on these journal entries. I think that is it for week 2. Again, just important that you're working on the child assessment project, that you've identified a family and you've made plans to interview them. You can send the interview questions home initially for the family to look over and even to answer, but you do need to follow up with a phone call, a face-to-face meeting, or a virtual meeting with that, okay? So because they're likely going to give you short answers to those questions, and one of the important things that we're looking for are more in-depth answers so that you can reflect on how this would impact student development and student learning. I hope you guys have a great week. I'm here if you need me.